Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me. This practice is going to be a flow, breath-based practice. But we're going to be a little more gentle, a little more slow, a little more cooling in this practice because it's hot here. But before we get started, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you get a note whenever I get a new video up on YouTube. So just standing at the front of your mat, find something to look at. Your heels slightly apart. Shut your eyes. Lengthen up through your body. So pay special attention. You can even engage and tone the muscles in your legs. Just tone and as you bring your focus up your body, bring that tone, that strength to the low back, the core, up through the chest, the shoulders, reaching down with the fingertips. Tuck the chin and really lengthen up through the spine so you've got a nice long spine here. Mountain pose to begin the practice. Breathing deep and easy. Taking a few breaths at the beginning of practice. Setting our intention for this day. And as we inhale, let's bring the fingertips up overhead. You can join your palms together, look up at your thumbs. Just remember to keep your tailbone dropped, the spine long. As you exhale, let's bring the hands to heart center and forward fold. Soften your knees here. Take it easy on the first forward fold of the day. Take opposite elbows. You can widen your feet to hip width apart if you like as you sway here, lengthening the spine. Let's drop the fingertips to the mat now, or to the shins, and find a halfway lift. Lengthening through the spine, rolling the shoulders back, dropping the shoulder blades down the back, finding a lot of length here. As you exhale, pull the navel in and roll forward and down. Soften the knees and roll all the way up to stand. Hands up, look up between your thumbs as you exhale. Hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips high. Let's just do some standing spinal warm-ups. So twisting to the right, bringing the left hand forward, the right hand back. Hips stay facing the front of the mat. Inhale to come up. As you exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Turning the shoulders, keeping the hips stable. Inhale to come up. As you exhale, let's arc to the right. Right hand to the outside of the right leg. Left hand comes up and over. Breathing into the left side body. Inhale, fingertips high. As you exhale, left hand to the left thigh, right hand reaches up and over. Inhaling, fingertips up. Look up if that feels good for you. As you exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Soften the knees if you like. Inhale to a halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold. So really pull the navel in towards the spine. Take your time to bring your gaze back between your legs. More time. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Just articulating through the spine. Soften your knees now and bring your palms to the mat on either side of your feet. Step the right foot, then the left foot back to your high plank pose. Big breath in here. And let's drop the knees down to the width of the mat, big toes together, and slide your hips back over your heels. We'll take a couple of breaths here in child's pose, extended child's pose. Really reach your hands forward here, and then press into them to slide your hips back, looking for as much space as you can find through the sides of your body. And when you're ready, walk your hands in towards your knees and slide your knees in together so that your legs are completely together. Your big toes are together. You can rest your hands on your thighs, roll your shoulders back and down. Lift up through your spine. So lift up through the rib cage while you drop the tailbone. So this pose, I didn't know this, is called a rock. So I think it's meant to be like a little mountain. So we were just standing in mountain, feeling very strong, really lengthening up through the spine, right up through the neck to the crown of the head. From here, this is the opening pose of a series of poses called the Earth Salutations that I have not taught before, but I thought might be interesting for us to try here. The earth, represents coolness and quietness, which maybe will help us all out today. So a big breath in here. As you exhale, open rock. So we open the palms towards the front of the room. Bring the fingertips down towards the floor. Maybe they reach, maybe they don't. What's important here is that we're open across the chest, feeling maybe a stretch across the tops of your shoulders. Now inhale to come up high on your knees. Lift the hands. You can join your palms above the head and gaze up to your thumbs. Tailbones turn down and you're still finding that length in the spine. Big breath in. As you exhale, slide the hips back and the hands forward, coming to an extended child's pose. You can breathe in here. Exhale. One more breath in. Now this time we're going to bring the forearms to the mat. Keep your forehead down on the mat or grazing along the mat as you draw your head forward between your hands and then sink your hips. We're coming into cobra pose. So lifting the heart. So it's actually sort of like a caterpillar motion forward to cobra. Immediately from here, curl your toes under. Use the strength of your core to lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Feet are hip width apart. Feeling very long in the spine. Relax through the head, open through the back of the legs. Let's bring the feet together, the big toes to touch. Inhale to lift the right heel. As you exhale, bend the knee, open the hips. Stack your right hip over your left. Square the shoulders to the mat. Inhale to extend the right heel. As you exhale, knee to nose, round the spine, push into the hands, lift the back of your heart up. Inhale, find length in a three-legged down dog. Now, as you exhale this time, draw your right shin forward to the front of the mat. So we're coming to pigeon pose. Unhooking the left leg and letting the hips sink. Shoulders over hips. Big breath in. As we exhale, walk the hands forward and down. Coming to a place that feels good. Maybe you're on your palms, your forearms, or your forehead. Palms come to the mat. Now curl your left toes under. Lift that left knee, and let's slide right back to downward facing dog with the right leg high. Big breath in. As you exhale, join the toes at the back of the mat for downward facing dog. Inhaling. Exhale, let's bring the knees down, unhook the toes, coming back to our rock pose. Taking a moment, realign the spine. Inhale. Exhale, open rock. Take the palms forward, that gesture of openness. Inhaling. Lift the hips over the knees. Palms join over the face. As you exhale now, hands come down, coming to child's pose, breathing into the back of the body. Really finding length here. As we inhale, we're going to caterpillar forward, so grazing your forehead. Forearms are down on the mat at first, sinking the hips and lifting the heart for cobra pose. Really roll the shoulders back here. We can take a moment here, maybe make some neck turns or just take one ear to the shoulder and then to the other shoulder. Curling your back toes under, using the strength of your core, lift up and back, downward facing dog with the toes together. Inhale to lift the left heel. Exhale to bend the knee, open the hip. So your left hip stacks over the right. Dip your left shoulder, your left armpit, your left shoulder down towards the mat. Push into your hands to lift that left leg a little higher. Inhale to extend, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding the spine. Finding a little, maybe a little spark, a little wake up in your core. Inhale to extend the left heel. As you exhale, left shin comes to the front of the mat. So your left knee is behind the left wrist, left ankle's behind the right wrist. Pigeon pose, sliding back, letting the shoulders settle over the hips, and then beginning to walk forward and down on palms, forearms, or all the way. Couple of breaths here, just opening up through the hips. Hands come to the mat. Lift up out of this, curl the back toes under, and make your way back to your three-legged dog. Inhaling. Exhale, the left foot comes down to meet the right. Big breath in here. And then exhale, bring the knees down to the mat. And inhale and rock pose. So now we can try this series of poses, the earth salutations, in a with a flow, so matching breath to movement. So let's begin. Inhale and rock. Exhale, palms drop towards the mat, open to the front. Inhale to come up. Exhale, extended child's pose with the knees together. Inhale to cobra, caterpillar forward to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel floats. Exhale, open the hip. Inhale, extend the right leg, the right heel. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, find extension here. Three-legged dog. Exhale, pigeon pose with the right shin forward. Big breath in here. Exhale to release to the mat, wherever feels good for you. Inhale to lift. Exhale to your three-legged dog with the right leg high. Exhale, drop that right foot down to the mat. Inhale here. Exhale to bring your knees down to the mat. And inhale to rock. Exhale, palms face forward, stretch across the chest. Inhale to lift the hips, lift the hands, lift the gaze. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, caterpillar forward to cobra pose. Exhale, curl the toes under and lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the left heel floats. Exhale, open the hips, stack the left hip over the right. Inhale for extension. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding the spine. Inhale, reach with the left heel. As you exhale, left shin comes forward to the front of the mat, sliding down into pigeon pose. Inhaling to lengthen up through the spine. And then exhaling to walk the hands forward. Coming down as far as feels good for you. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, downward dog with the left leg high. Big breath in here. Exhale, left foot comes down to meet the right. Inhale here. And as you exhale, drop your knees down to the mat, making your way back to rock pose to finish these salutations. Let's bring the hands forward on the mat and curl the toes under. Since we're here, settle the hips back down over the heels. Make sure your pinky toes are involved in this. You can bring your hands to your hips. If it's too intense, bring your hips up high. Just a breath or two here, working on the soles of our feet. Give your wrists a little massage here if you like. And then let's bring the fingertips to the mat. Lift the knees, roll over your feet, and let the knees come wide. Round your spine, tuck your chin. Take an easy forward fold. Three breaths here, really breathing into the back body. Knees can come towards one another now, both hip width apart. And let's lift the hips, sink the heels, let the forehead drop back into a standing forward fold. Pull the navel into the chest, and let's make this one a little more active. Bring your palms to the mat, soften your knees as much as you need to make that happen. Your whole palm sturdily down onto the mat, sturdy enough that you can start to bring your weight into your palms and lift up through your hips to take weight out of your feet. Release that intention from your forward fold, soften the knees, and let's roll all the way up to stand. Give the shoulders a couple of rolls here and bring your hands to your hips. Weight into the left foot, come up on the toes of the right foot, then lift the right knee. Let's make our way into tree pose, bringing the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Maybe the left thigh, the left calf, the left ankle, that's up to you. Notice your hips lengthen up out of your left hip, so make some space between the hips and the rib cage. You're finding somewhere to gaze. Hands can stay at the hips or at heart center or come up overhead, or maybe you want to do something a little different this time. Bringing the hands behind your back in a prayer position. Roll the shoulders back, roll the elbows back. Feel your foot grounding into the earth, sort of continuing with that earth metaphor today. Releasing the fingertips down, around, and up. And then bring the hands back to heart center, right knees forward. And then step your right foot down to meet your left. Take a couple of breaths here. Come stand over here. And we'll take tree on the other side. So bringing your weight now into your right foot. Lift your left knee. Hands can be at the hips or at heart center. I like it at my hips so I can notice when they start to draw out of alignment. Bringing your left foot to the inside of the right leg. Thigh, calf, ankle, just not knee. Find length. If you have your balance, you can start to play with your arms. Maybe you want to bring them up overhead or draw them back behind you. You can hold opposite elbows or bring them to prayer with the fingers pointing up or down. Bringing the fingertips back up if you have had them behind you. Hands to heart center and the left knee steps forward. Bring the left foot down next to the right. Maybe sway from side to side here. Let's bring the fingertips up. As you exhale, forward fold. Finding a halfway lift. Lengthen the spine as you walk your hands forward, coming to table. Crossing your ankles and rolling over the feet, making your way to your seat. Scoot your hips in on your mat and let them draw in. You can use your hands to support yourself or challenge yourself with your hands, reaching forward. Tuck your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Let's extend the right leg long while we pull the left knee into the chest. Left fingertips can extend out to the side as you draw your left knee over to the right. Just one full cycle of breath here. Spinal twist. Drawing the knee into the chest. This time you can bend the right knee, come to a figure four with your foot on the ground or holding on to your leg. It's up to you. One full cycle of breath here. And then bringing the right foot down onto the mat, extending the left leg, drawing your right knee in. Give it a little hug. And then draw the right leg over to the left. Extend the right fingertips. Coming back up to center, take your figure four with the left foot on the mat or pull the knee into your chest. Keep the right ankle engaged here. Shoulders are relaxed, chin is tucked. Pose right into Savasana. Palms face up. Shoulder blades curl in. The breath is long and easy. And just noticing And the back of your body, where it's touching the mat, touching the earth. It's feeling maybe cool right now. When you're ready to begin moving again, begin with a deep breath. And turn your wrist and your ankles. Turn your head from side to side. Reach up through your hands. Push away through your heels. And draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Sway from side to side. Making your way to one side or the other. Take a couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, make your way up to sit. Take your time. Lengthen up through the spine. Inhale the fingertips up. As you exhale, join the thumbs to the third eye, acknowledging the union of the body and the mind, the true goal of yoga. And hinging forward for our final pose. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, hit the like button and send me a note. Let me know what you liked about it. Have a great day.